Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, presents
Ronald P. Tramp Saves Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the camp, not a creature was stirring, but Ronald P. Tramp.
Oh, buddy, man, I'm just too excited for Christmas to sleep, man. My left foot is hanging low.
A jolly man with a big appetite, Ronald was used to staying up all night, tracking conspiracies on the dark web and watching the skies. There wasn't much that escaped his vigilant eyes.
Man, dark web knows me as Ronald P. Tramp, man. I sniff all them reptilians, man. I got to tell you the other day, man, my paper boy came up and I pulled on his face and you won't believe this.
While his wife Penelope was snug in their bed, visions of Santa danced in Ronald P.'s head. The trailer park was silent, all the kids fast asleep. Ronald was still stringing up lights, 6 beers deep.
Man, how does every strand end up in a knot? It's one of those conspiracies. I should look into this.
When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. Ronald tripped on an extension cord and fell off his ladder.
Ow, my sugar plums!
Down to the ground, he fell in a mass, spilling his drink and busting his ass.
Oh, man, this ain't gonna be good. I'm about to tell the general manager he gonna kick my butt, man. Oh, he ain't never gonna come with
The
this.
lights were dazzling, his head starting to spin, when he spied a fearsome shape, inhuman and thin. Skittering in the shadows just within his gaze was a saucer-shaped ship and 2 alien grays.
Oh, man, just once, man. It can't be Starfleet. Man, I just wish they would name me to help Kurt rescue some of them sexy great ladies.
The unexpected visitors were lively and quick. Ronald jumped up too fast and thought he'd be sick. But he dedicated his life to stopping such a scheme. So he cursed them and shouted and started to scream.
Whatever you're up to, you intergalactic wrenches, man, Ronald P. Tramp will stop you gray sons of bitches.
Straight to Ronald's back door, the invaders made tracks. But they weren't brandishing probes, they were carrying sacks. They entered his home without any bother, when one gray alien said to the other,
The plan we drew up is simple enough. Look for the dead tree and grab all their stuff.
I've traveled the cosmos and I don't think I'm dense, but this Earth holiday makes 0 sense.
It's extravagant and silly and a waste of good resources. And a fat guy in a sled achieves exit velocity with flying horses.
They don't deserve to open all these gifts in the morning when they can't figure out world peace or stop global warming.
The trespassers found the Tramp family tree and quickly went to work. Ronald followed them inside, then turned with a jerk. Their limbs were so long and spindly, up close they were a fright. Their heads were big as melons, their eyes were black as night.
So we'll take all their technology, their gifts and gadgets and Yule. We'll retrofit this holiday garbage and use it as our fuel.
We'll power mighty weapons with their chia pets and tape decks, use their indulgences against them and enslave these stupid rednecks.
By this point, Ronald was seeing red and he'd heard quite enough. To him, Christmas was special, much more than getting stuff. It was singing, and it was Santa, family, friends, snow, and sleigh. And he'd never let alien party crashers take any of that away.
Hey, you, man, you freaking melon heads, you come get some, you space turds.
So Ronald charged into the room, rocking a 12-gauge slug. But it was dark, he was still tipsy, and he tripped over the rug. Ronald fell, he hit the floor, and the shotgun did its thing. The Greys ducked the ricochet and felt their ears ring. One step back on a mint-condition scale model General Lee. The wheels went out from under him, and he landed in the tree. The tree collapsed, the angel smashed, and glass went everywhere. Ronald was blinded for an instant by all the tinsel in his hair. By the time he got untangled from the mess of branches and toys, Penelope was standing above him having a fit about the noise.
Oh, man, pretty Penelope, man. Oh, say, baby, what was... No, I haven't been drinking.
No one believed such an outlandish tale, As so often the case goes, except for Ronald's most trusted friend, his sidekick, Pompitos.
I'm trying not to cry. I was not here to save my bestest friend, Ronald P. Tramp. I just wish I was there for backup.
But Ronald knew for sure, deep down in his belly, it wasn't a hallucination, a head wound, or that outdated jelly. He'd seen one of the Greys laying a finger aside of his nose, flipping him the bird just as their spaceship arose.
You win this time, Ronald P. Tramp, but we will return.
And when you see us again, this whole world will burn.
But Ronald had to laugh in spite of himself and took the nice liquor down off his top shelf.
Man, you freaking aliens, you ever feeling squirrely? Man, you haven't met the Tramp Mobile, so there's more of what you got tonight, man. Earth's full of holiday spirit, and I'm wearing for a pie.
The neighbors heard him exclaim as Christmas morning came at last.
Happy holidays to all from Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast. Ka-Pow, the Pop Cultured Podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udamwithkpp.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment. Ka-Pow, the Pop Cultured Podcast, is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, at the Ka-Pow Podcast on Twitter, or email the show, Ka-Pow, the Pop Cultured Podcast, @gmail.com. If you really want to go the extra mile, please sign up to be a patron through the Podbean app or our website, www.udamwithkpp.com, to receive special content and early access to some episodes. We are grateful to anyone that chooses to contribute, but please know that most of our content will always remain free, so please continue to like, comment, and share.
Happy holidays to all
From Ka-Pow.
Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Good
That's
Lord.
the slowest.
That was terrible.
Happy
holidays to all from
Ka-Pow.
Ka-Pow,
Pop
Pop
Culture
Culture
Podcast.
Oh.
Wow.
Happy holidays to all
From
Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast.
It's like you guys are underwater. All together. Happy holidays
to all.
And the one then.
Ah,
Terrible.
little Lawrence Welk in there.
Terrible.
Happy holidays to all
From
From
Ka-Pow.
Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture
Podcast.
Podcast.
Can we do that last line any slower?
Well, I think 250 is very special.
It is a special episode. Yes, it is.